The Last of Us Laundromat scene part 5, here we go, and I wanted to show you that I have modeled the other dryers, and there they are sitting at the back there. I don't know if that's the right number or not. We've got that, we've got a rudimentary clock starting, we've got some things on the wall, and this is not going to stay there. And actually this thing is going to have a change in a bit. But this is where we're at so far. I've also just done a little bit of a ceiling that I may be keeping. It's the same thing as I did for the apocalyptic classroom. And so I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not going to worry about talking about that right now. We're going to move on and work on the chairs. And that's, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab this, or I'm going to actually bring my 3D cursor right there, and we're going to start building it there. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to bring in a plane, and I just want to get the approximate size of what I want to do here. So why do I have that? Okay, because that's in a collection. Okay, no, I just want to move that to there. Alright, so to do these, I'm going to scale that up a little bit and take this part here a little bit, and we're going to take that. I'm going to look from, I guess, what's the front of it, and I'm going to press E to extrude, and I'm going to pull that up like this and take the whole thing, just push that out. Let's do this. This is, no, I don't want to extrude again, I just want to move it up a little bit. Alright, we'll start with that. Okay, I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to bevel, shift control B, and pull and round this off like something like that. And I'm going to do the same for this, shift control B, and I'm going to round that off. We're going to do that kind of a thing. And I'm going to take this and we're going to round this off. And let's see, I'll go ahead and use 5, why not? Alright, so share something like that. At this point, I'm going to press E and Alt S. And I guess I'm going to pull to give it some thickness like that. And that's how that's going to be roughly. And now I'm going to Shift Alt and click the edges. And I'll have to click a number of times to get the whole thing on both sides. Not that, but this. Okay, and now I'm going to bevel this, but I'll just bevel it with 3. So there's 2, 3. So have this. Okay, and I'm going to focus just on the chair. I'm not going to look down, and I may decide to move this in a little bit, like that. Alright, I'm going to select here. I want to do a cut, an indent there. In fact, the way I'm going to do it is I may go ahead and use this. Shift D to duplicate, pull that up, P to break it out, take that, scale it a little bit. I want to grab these ones and I want to bevel those. Shift Control B, and there's 3, 4, 5, like that. I just want to make it small enough. I can change the size, so I'll just go ahead and extrude that down. Recalculate outside. Just want to look at this. And what I want to do is I want to do a Boolean, but I want to avoid hitting any edges if I can. Okay, so I'm going to Shift H to focus just on that. I just want a little border, so I'm going to select the top and the bottom, press I to inset, pull in just a little bit so I get that kind of a thing, and Control E, bridge edge loose. So I've got that. I'm going to come in and Alt N, recalculate outside just in case. Alt H, bring the chair back. Look from the front, and I'll go into wireframe, and I just want to take that thing and I want to move it in, and it doesn't need to go too far. I'm going to try in between the second and third edge that I've got there, and we'll see how that looks to me. Okay, let's make sure that everyone's facing the right way. So we obviously need to flip that, recalculate outside. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to add a Boolean, And I'm going to select here and apply, and I think I'll just hide that so I have an indent. And I'll bevel it in a moment. Alt-H to bring that back. I'm going to do a different one here. I'll use the actual piece here. So I've got that. Shift-D to duplicate. Just pull it out like that. P to break it out. And go ahead and take that edge or the vertices. Shift-Control-B. Round this. So I think it looks okay. And let's make sure this is a separate piece. I'm going to scale it a little bit, and I will go ahead and extrude it back. Pull it. I'll pull it in more in a moment. I'm just checking. I'm going to scale it a bit more, and just looking that I'm not overlapping anything. And we'll look. And again, I'm going to bring it in roughly between the two edges. And now I'm going to just look to see if anybody's flipped, and you're flipped. So Alt-N, recalculate outside. And we'll take you and focus just on that. Shift-H. And I'll do the same thing. I'll select that face and that face. And I'd inset. And you could inset the exact same amount if you want the indents to be the exact same, but I'm not really worrying about that. Let's go back, Alt-H. Well, it looks like I'm going to get everything now. Okay, take this and this. We'll focus this on those again. All right, so let's try this. Select the main body of the chair, Boolean, and that. Apply. Let's see if we get rid of that. Hopefully that one is not too deep. And now I'm going to Shift Alt and click, and I'm going to have to deselect anything extra, and just I want to get the outside and the inside edges. And it looks like I do have an extra one there, and I may not have. Yeah, I guess I do have that. I think I'll bevel this separately just to make sure. So just roll back to 2, 3. I'll do that. And then, yeah, that might be a little deep. It doesn't really matter, but I don't know. It might have been nicer if it wasn't quite so deep. Control B. Shade smooth. And we'll come in here. Alt-N, recalculate outside. Merge by distance. And we'll add weighted normal. And normal's auto smooth. And we'll have that. So it's not too fancy or anything, but we've got that. And I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to actually move that and put it in its own new collection. I'm going to call this chair or chairs. And this is going to slide down here. Let's add the array. And we'll array it in the X. Just give it a bit of space. Not that one. Like this. And there's going to be 3 of them. And they're going to go like that. They look a little sci-fi, but that's okay. So I think I will focus just on those and look from whatever, I guess there. And I'm going to, let's see. So that's the array now. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to just bring in something else. It'll end up over there. We'll start building a stand for this. So I'll sort of center that up there. Drop it below. And there. Go into edit mode, maybe wireframe. I'm going to scale this in the Y. I just want like a rectangular bar that goes underneath. Scale it in the X. I won't come out. I'll just leave it underneath. Like this. I'll get the exact position I want in a bit. Extrude down. Like that. So just imagine that's there. And what I'll do is I will take that, Shift-D to duplicate. Let's pull it down and break it out, and take this end here. We'll make a little post for that. Let's select it all, P to break it out. Let's take this and let's scale it in the Y a little bit. so that imagine it fits on there. Actually, let's take it down to about there or something. And then I'll take this. I may be changing this. And actually, that's not bad like that. Let's bring my 3D cursor right there. And let's work on a little bit more on this. So I'm going to lengthen this down, or pull it down a bit, give it a bit more thickness. And I'm going to bevel this piece. It'll be like a piece of metal, but I still want to have it beveled a little bit, just with 3, and this part with 3. And you know, because you might see it through, I'm not going to delete that face. So I'm going to just put 3 on there, so it'll be like that. And then this piece, actually, I want thinner than that, like that. And I'm going to drop an edge loop down here, and then select the front and the back, and we're going to ESY. I come out like that. And we're going to have a look at the reference image for this. All right, as you can see there. I just want to have a look at this. Okay, so what we'll do is flatten this out a little bit, and then we'll look at it in the scheme of things. Now, if I was to put the bevel modifier on that, and use that, and then mirror that to the other side, let's bring everything back and see how close we are to the ground. I'm actually going to lower this now. So I'm going to take the chairs and this, and I'm going to bring it down to about the level that I would want it. And all of this I'm going to put in the chair. So I actually want it about there. I could be wrong. So I'm just looking at that. Yeah, so now I can come in here and just grab that and pull it up like that. And in fact, I might take the whole thing and scale it in the Y and just do it like that. Okay. It's not the nicest sort of feat, but that's kind of what it is, I think. And I think I am going to, let's just try, that's rounded a bit. I think I'm going to apply that and join that, no, not yet, and apply the mirror and join it and go with that, and maybe even for now apply the array and join that together. We'll put that weighted normal back on there. And I'll come in here, I'll merge by distance, anything, no. I'll put my 3D cursor right there. And with that done, I'm going to just duplicate this. I could Alt-D it, I don't imagine. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I've got that and that. Both of those are in the chair. One there. Let's look down from the top and duplicate those again. And they will go roughly there. So how is it looking so far? Let's save that. Okay. So we've got 2 sets of them there, 2 sets of them there. All right, well, that's what we've got so far. All right, and I thought we would do one more thing, and that is we're going to work a little bit on the TV. There's one there, and there's one up here, and it won't be exactly the same. And let's just do something. Okay, so let's roughly get into position here. So I'm going to go there, cursor to selected, and let's bring in a plane and just move that to there. And I'll build this, and then we'll see what the size is like. Okay, so let's just focus on that, and let's see which way. Well, I don't know which way. So I'm going to take that and scale it in the X, get it to be a little bit more rectangular. Okay, so what is it I want to do here? I'm going to add, I think, 5 like that. I'll add 5 like that. And I'm going to take those vertices and I'm going to scale them in so that we get this kind of a rounded shape like that. We could do this. And let's select all those, E and S, and pull out. And now I want to straighten these. So I'm going to select all those and I'm going to scale Z 0. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. Scale Z 0. I'm going to do the same thing on the sides. Scale X 0. Scale X 0. So I've got that. Okay, I'm going to select there. And I'm going to turn on proportional editing. I think I'll switch to sphere. And I'll give this a little bit of a curve. So I'm going to increase that. And do something like that. Hopefully that's okay. I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to select all around it. And I'm going to press E to extrude and come back. And now I'm going to scale Y 0. So I have that. Okay, just want to have another look at this. All right, so I'm working on the front section of it, and then I'm going to get to that flat part there. So I'm going to pull to about there. E and S and come in a bit. E, come out a bit. E and S, I'll come out. Again, I'm coming out roughly to the same, but I'm not really worried about it. E, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to scale. Now let's F to make a face, and we'll have a look at this. Okay. All right, so now let's come back in, C for paint select, all these faces here. I think I will I to inset. I may not need that. E to extrude and pull them in a bit. Like that so far. And now I'm going to bevel these edges. Shift Alt and click this edge. This one, and this one. Control B and pull, and I may go for 5. We'll see. That might be too much. Maybe 3 is okay. Okay, and then grab this edge here, and I'm going to bevel this with 3. Let's have a look at just how it's turning out smoothed versus actually throwing a subdivision on it. Okay, so we'll think about that. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to bevel that with 3. Okay, we're going to come in here. We're going to grab these edges. So we'll bevel those with 3. And I'm going to throw an edge loop there and there. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to grab all of this here. And I'm going to break it out. And I'm going to see, again, there's a subdivision on there. And I may like that, I may not. That might be too rounded. So I'll shut it off for the time being. And I'm going to come down here. And I'm going to bring in another edge loop like that so I could use it for this. I'm going to select these 4. Yeah, okay, we'll try that. Shift D to duplicate. I'm just going to pull them down, P to break it out, and I'm going to extrude that up and delete that those faces and see if I like this. So making this as a separate piece. I don't want the subdivision on there anyhow. I'm going to Shift H and come in here. There is no top, so that's good. I want to select here and bevel this. Control B. 3 is okay. I'm going to bevel the front and the back. So I've got to get all of the edges here. There we go. Oh, I guess I'm getting everything. And it is turned around. So how about we go in and we rotate Z 90 anyhow. Oh, I missed that front piece there. Okay, take the whole thing. Rotate Z 180 actually is what we want. I can scale it down a little bit and move it up and start getting it into position. And I might scale it in the Y a little bit. And I can make it smaller still in a bit. Let's grab all of this stuff here and think about this. And I may go ahead and start with that. And on this piece I can add weighted normal and normal's auto smooth. And let's just double check the orientation. Yeah. Let's save that so far. And let's bring the 3D cursor there and make some knobs. We'll use, you know what, I'm not going to worry about vertices. I'm going to make them 22. Rotate X 90. Okay, and for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude back a little ways and just make a typical knob. Come in like this, come out and scale like that. I'll make them smaller though. I'll just cap that off and then bevel with 3. And this doesn't have to be quite so long. And I'll put a little stock on it too. So just like the on the washer and the dryer, we'll do it like this. Bevel there. We'll bevel here, and we'll bevel back here. You'll never see it, but help with the shading. Make sure it's going the right way. Push that in. And let's see which way we need to look. There we go. Okay, so let's say we had that. Okay, I'm going to make this, I'm going to make it shorter like that, just a small thing. And let's say, okay, let's focus just on those things. Okay, Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to put one over here. And yeah, okay. Just doing this by eye. Okay, so maybe what I'll do is maybe we'll take both of these, break them out, and those are joined, and maybe I'll set the 3D cursor there so we can take those, set the origin of the 3D cursor, and then we can mirror them to the other side. And let's just apply that. We'll join everything. And let's take those and just join them to there, so we don't have to deal with that. So we have that. Okay, so let's have a look just at the TV itself now. Okay, I'm missing that other piece. Keep doing that. If I join it and just... No, I'm not going to do that yet. This piece I may play around with, but for now I'm going to go ahead and join that. So I've got this and this to deal with. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to merge by distance. First of all, I did get rid of some vertices. I'm going to scale it down. And let's just have a look again with respect to this, how big it is. It is pretty big, and it is pretty close to the ceiling. And I thought for my connection, the way I would do this is not exactly the same as in the diagram, because I find it very hard to see. I'm going to bring the 3D cursor there, and I'm going to create a plane. And that is a pain. I guess let's just go in there. Actually, let's make a collection for this. I'll just call this TV. Okay, and let's just focus on that. Okay, so say that's there. I'll extrude it down and bring my 3D cursor there. And I'll work on this more in a second, but I'm going to get a circle going. 22, fine. Something like this. Just a big piece of metal like that. E and S, come out. E, down, do something like that. E and S, come in. Come down. We're going to cap that off and bevel that. And do the same for these things. Very simple. Okay, like that. I'll come in here even. Not there. Right inside. And bevel a bit. That can be shade smooth. And now I'm going to grab one of these circles. Shift D to duplicate, pull it down, scale it out. P to break it out. I'm going to look from the bottom and go into edit mode of this. And I'm going to delete all of these vertices and then take these and extrude backwards quite a ways, scale it in till it sort of fits around there. And I think I'll scale it in all the way like that. And then I'm going to extrude down like that. And then let's just select the top and F to make a face, select the bottom, make a face. So we have this. And then this piece here would be extruded back to join to the wall. And I was thinking of doing it like that. So let's come back to these things now. Shift H to focus on that. Delete this underside. It's not very exciting, I realize, but hopefully in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be, play a very pivotal role. We'll do that. Alt H, bring that back. I can shade smooth that later. I could, although you'll never see it. Should I put him here or there? I was thinking of some like thread-like stuff. I don't think actually there. I think maybe what I could do is maybe just move this down a little bit like that. And again, you'll never see this, but I'm going to do it anyhow. Actually, we can spread them out a little bit. SZ, E and Alt S, and I'll push and just bevel these. Looks like a little bit of thread. So it seems like this thing does something. I don't know, swivels around or something. We'll shade smooth later. This piece here would need a bevel on the top edges. What am I doing? Oh, it's the whole thing. I don't know. I was thinking I have to make multiple selections. With 3, well, I'll take it and I'll just push it forward a little bit so it matches up. And let's have a look now with respect to everything else. So because I may want to move the whole TV backwards. So I am gonna take this and this piece and this piece, and I'm gonna move it back like that. I put that in there, and all these pieces just in that collection. There we go. Okay, actually, I don't want this coming out in front of that, so that's got to go back. I guess maybe that creeped forward too much. Okay, like that. And the TV may come out a little further. Let's do this. Let's grab. Hopefully that's everything, right? Oh, I don't like that. Okay. For some reason that is moving into there, and that does not go there. It's down there somewhere. There we go. Because I may want to rotate that TV, so I'm just going to pull it out a little bit. Okay, and then so over here, it's very simply, we're just going to, I'll bring the 3D cursor there. In fact, I could probably use this piece here and just recycle that. Shift D, pull it out. Let's rotate X 90 and rotate Y 90. That's what we're trying to do. That's going to go on there. I'm just going to scale that in the X. I could put bolts on that if I wanted to. And that's basically what I'm getting at there. So I'm going to take this piece and this piece and this piece and that, and I'm going to join those all together. Recalculate outside, merge by distance, shade smooth. And I won't rotate the TV at this point. Just make sure that I've got all of that in one. I'll take this and just move it down there. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that yet. And that gives me a TV on this post. And I'll just call this TV 1. Let's throw another one in the corner if we can, although I'm not sure about the connection right now. Let's actually just have a quick look. It looks like there is a post there anyhow. Shift D to duplicate, pull it out, and I'm going to call this TV2. Okay, so that's in its own collection. And let's get you down here. Rotate Z minus 90 to start off. Attaching there. Let's just see if this is going to potentially work. Something like that. And then let's try just select something that's central like that. Shift S, cursor to selected. I'll bring the 3D cursor there, and then I'll take all these things, well, that's joined, and I'll just rotate that in the Z and see if this actually works. No, it doesn't, because then it hits there. Okay, interesting. Okay. And if I didn't have that and I had just this and it was against the wall, you'd probably make that fit if I wanted to. just going to consider something here. And is there any chance that this piece would want to go into there and be a longer piece like that? Because if it did want to do that, we go back to that idea. Put that under. I can't fit that under. It almost has to go out. In which case, let's just get rid of that. Versus against the wall. Okay, I noticed that I didn't turn this piece as I turned the TV. So I want to grab this again. Sorry if this is taking a minute to figure out. Just roughly with the TV. Okay. Okay, I may be going back to the wall again. I'll leave that there for now. And I'm thinking about doing the soap dispenser in there, potentially. Okay. Oh, I got rid of a lot of my pillars, did I? No, I didn't. Just that one, okay. Yeah, for the moment, I'm going to just get rid of this pillar. Control L. And I'll think about how I want to attach that, if I want to attach that. So this one actually needs to go back. And yeah, I guess I moved that one. No. What I did is I moved my pillars. I guess I started to fool around with the other one, and I forgot that it was part of these as well. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to move this one down a little bit. Let's come back to here. And I may rotate that eventually, but because that's the main one for texturing and stuff, I don't want to do that. So that gives me this. All right. So let's just, I don't know what other view to look at. We'll just go back to a standard one. So I've got a TV up there. I can make it bigger still if I want to, and I can do a different attachment, but I think I'm okay with that considering. So I've got the chairs in there, I've got TVs in there, and I think what I need to do is to move this piece on here, and just, I think I want to have this vertical. So like taking there, let's just focus on that piece, just wrapping a bunch of things up here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate Y90 and have that vertical. In fact, I kind of like it not going all the way down, and so I would grab this and pull it under, and just like that. Okay, and yep, I'm going to save that. So that leaves us with pretty much having to do the laundry basket and fixing up maybe the clock, or maybe it's done and I just have to put textures. I got a couple of signs here. Maybe we've done most of it, unless there's any debris I want to model, but I don't want to do too much modeling because texturing is going to be the next big phase. So yeah, I would probably, if I stick with this attachment for the TV, I'll probably turn this to face this way a little bit, or even bend it down so that it looks broken. But that is the scene that we're getting so far for the laundromat. All right, so come back next time and we'll do a little bit more modeling, and then we'll work on getting into the texturing. Thanks for watching.